Hi, this is Limey Dave, and here's a video trying to help all you folks out there who have got a Dometic fridge in an RV that is not cooling properly. I've been through grief for the last 2 months to try to figure this out, and I think we finally got it solved. This is a Dometic fridge. RM2652, I believe it's about 5 cubic feet. It's a two-way with 120 volt and propane, and it has a lower side vent at the back, which I'll show you later, and it has a roof vent only. And the problem was we could not get the fridge much lower than 50 degrees. Probably the lowest we got it was 47. And the food started to go moldy. The butter went moldy. We had to throw things out. It was just disastrous. So I got into it and tried to fix it. And the first thing I did is download the maintenance manual from Dometic, whatever model you've got. And then the first thing is make sure the trailer is level, because if it's not level, it won't work right. Shut off the gas, disconnect the 120 volt, disconnect the 12 volt battery. Okay. Before we go into that, no, I'll tell you this right now. With a good multimeter, check the 120 volt heating element. It should be have a resistance of 44 ohms, plus or minus 10%. Check the thermistor, which is the thing that does the measures the cooling inside. It should have a resistance of 8,000 to 10,000 ohms at 35 degrees, and replace these if they're not to spec. Clean the gas burner tube and remove the spider webs. Clean the chimney, which I'll show you in a minute, and check the burner flame if not yellow. Now what we did was, this fridge now is equipped with a Titan fan, which we put in the top vent right before the air exits. Strongly recommended. This is a fan by Titan. I'll give you the model here. Model number is TTC SC20. It's a double 4-inch, two 4-inch fans. Looks like that. It has brackets, has all the instructions. You can put it in various different places, and highly recommended. And it moves, I think, about 120, moves about 120 cubic feet a minute, and it works on auto, which is the green light, which has a thermostatic sensor up there, and if the temperature gets too low, it goes red. And you can put it on manual here, and the manual has 6 speeds, and so that you can slow it down to half speed. And then it has a timer on it where you can actually start this fan on a timer with 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And it really speeds up the ability to cool. And it moves the air across the condenser at a much faster pace. Put that back on auto. Now, we also installed, which is highly recommended, open the fridge here. You'll note that the very strongly recommend you get a good thermostat so you can actually see what it is. 38.8 is great. And then in the bottom down here, we have a little tiny battery operated fan which circulates the air up and around the fridge through the condenser coils, and you can see that's working pretty good. So what happened basically is, I'm going to take you outside here to see. What happened basically is we went through We downloaded the specs. We went through all the checks. We did the electrical checks. And then we couldn't find any problems. But I noticed in doing this, here's the long view. You see the roof vent up there? Well, halfway up, probably in here somewhere, on that side, was a real hot spot. Really hot right there. And the reason is because this area underneath this tin plate, and you can probably just see the chimney up here, that's the chimney right in there. Now I just reattached this loosely, but I'm going to take it off, put some new screws in there. And this also covers up the burner in here, down here. So what happens is there's electrical, you can see the electrical element in there, that big black thing that's sticking out of there. It's basically a heater. It goes down one side of the main pipe, and then this burner goes up the other side of the main pipe when you're using gas or electric, one or the other. And then this heat goes up here, and it goes up to the roof vent, and then it's supposed to come out of the top. Well, what happened was there was a blockage halfway up, and we couldn't get to it because you can't really reach from the top down or the bottom up. So we had to start fishing with wires and pipes and stuff. Anyway, we took the top roof vent off, and the first thing I noticed is it's got a big grill on it. You can't get down in there. So the maintenance manual says you're supposed to blow this, there's a condenser right up in the top here, right halfway up about there. There's a big condenser with sets of plates on it, and you're supposed to blow that out every year. Well, that roof vent is sealed. It's got a big aluminum grill on it. So we had to cut the grill off. And then I could get my hand down in there and we could blow the crap out of it that hadn't been obviously blown out for 10 years, and reach down in there and also look down in the side, down on this right hand side, all the way down there, because that's where the heat comes up. And right here in the middle, really hot. So there's a blockage. There was insulation that had fallen off the side of the fridge and dropped on top of the chimney that's supposed to, the exhaust that's supposed to get the heat out of there. And we had to fish around for quite a while with a hook and a piece of wire and stuff to get that insulation up and out of there. And it came out the size of 2 fists. It was quite big. So once we got that out of there, now the airflow starts to move. But you'll be interested to know that there's the cover, the lower cover sitting on the ground there by the wheel. The vents in that cover are about 92 square inches. The vent on that roof is about 54 square inches. There's a real blockage there to get that air up out of there. So that's when we went and bought this fan, double fan by Titan, on Amazon.ca. 188 bucks, I think it was. Well spent, money well spent. Mounts beautifully in there. It's almost exactly the right size. It's 12 volt, and the 12 volt wire we just fished right down here and put it into the DC inlet, which is right here. And then the automatic, the switching part of it, we had to fish through from the front of the fridge backwards, and it's absolutely delightful. We've got our temperatures down. The thing is clean, and in future I can take off the cover off the top, remove it, and get down in there if I have to, and blow it out for maintenance purposes. And one thing I really want to say is, if you guys check this out, make sure that side, the right-hand side of the unit of the fridge, is good and clear so that air can flow right up there. And one thing I want to say is, I am absolutely disgusted with the installation of these fridges that Dometic would not put built-in fridges build-in fans into the ductwork, into the fridges, inside the fridges as well, because that's what's necessary. You've got to move that air around inside the fridge. The other thing is, in doing this, I've become increasingly aware of the terrible workmanship of these RV manufacturers. They've got to be far more quality conscious, otherwise we're not going to buy another one. So I hope this helps you guys. Check it out. Definitely download the Dometic manuals for it so you know exactly what it's supposed to be. And it will work right if it's well vented. So add a lot of fans and venting, not down below. Better if you put it up and suck it out instead of pushing it up. Okay? So hope it works. Keep your beer cold. Bye.